Hey everyone, welcome to our How to Attract Tourists channel. One night, O'Shane noticed a cat necklace and had a lightbulb moment that the 4-second girl's protective clothing could attract. Zio then immediately thought of a brilliant idea. They could leverage the fame of Putin Temple and make up a story to draw more attention. Nowadays, Putin Temple is the talk of the town, an opportunity for them, because in this age of fleeting trends, even if it's controversial, it's still. O'Shane planned a tale about a Buddha statue beehive, and a monk coincidentally came to bless. Monk Terra, after some deep internal wrestling, decided to come to Putin Temple and stick around for a while. O'Shane appointed him as the monk to promote the protective clothing, as Zio then began to quietly gather intel. Zio then was busy. Seizing the opportunity, he invited her to travel around gathering materials for the protective clothing. Zio then filmed everything, leaving Zio behind to manage temple affairs, where he smoothly became the monk's assistant. During a break, Zio then felt he was taking too much of Ter's time and decided to offer help. However, O'Shane declined, insisting he needed to settle his debts first. Suddenly, a strange uncle showed up asking Zio why a rich kid would willingly work at a temple. Pretty odd, right? Zio was momentarily flustered, but quickly regained composure and denied the uncle's queries. He owed too little, so a lawyer threatened him with a gun. He screamed, but the gun sprayed water. The lawyers were unreasonable, raising the principal and interest to an insane level, and Zio stared at the bill in despair. When he saw the outstanding amount was 43 million baht, he could only swallow hard and grieve internally. Just then he ran into a cop who was tailing him, nearly giving him a heart attack. Turns out the police suspected him of colluding with the elusive Otang, investigating money laundering and drug trafficking. To figure out their intentions, Zio deliberately crashed into a police car to involve the insurance, only to get a call from his sister. When he asked for 10 million, his dad outright refused, and Zio realized all power lay with his uncle. Meanwhile, Ter attempted to secure the last sacred artifact but was met with a hostile host, leaving him battered. In the end, the three gave up and returned to the temple dejectedly. Zio asked Zio but noticed O'Shane was distracted. O'Shane was deep in thoughts about how to get the protective clothing, and Zio then seized the moment to help, but Zio couldn't help. But then Zio felt utterly hopeless, but O'Shane showed little interest, even after Zio mentioned nearly dying beside him. Meanwhile, friends were too busy with their own issues to hear his troubles, leading Zio to angrily walk away. This only worsened Zio's gloom. O'Shane was silent when Zio received a text about someone keeping an eye on his niece. His worries peaked, leading him to find O'Shane to stop spending and figure out a loan repayment plan. Zio wanted experts to market the protective gear, but O'Shane insisted on other ways and planned to increase investment. Zio broke down, thinking O'Shane made him take on debt. O'Shane erupted, angrily blaming Zio. Zio then felt overwhelmed. Her best friend wanted to show gratitude at her wedding, and Zio then was roped into the design. Right then, O'Shane sent a message, and although Zio hesitated, she rushed to follow his instructions. O'Shane and the fake documents interviewed a firefighter who danced on the edge of life and death. Zio felt a bit out of place afterward. Just as Zio was confused, an announcement blared over the radio about a major accident. The bus collided with a pickup truck, and firefighters rushed to the scene, with Zio bravely tagging along. To catch up with the firefighters, Zio drifted past police cars and ambulances. Racing to the Zio and O'Shane picked a secluded spot to save the truck driver, and O'Shane tried to sneakily hang the protective clothing on him. Just as he was about to hang it, the medics arrived, and they had to remind them hastily. While O'Shane was apologizing, filled with guilt, Zio pushed the truck into the river. Determined to follow up on the case, he informed the rescued driver about the truck going into the river, and the driver remembered their past help. He hoped the driver could stress the importance of the protective clothing in tomorrow's interview, and a reward of 200,000 baht would follow. However, the driver suddenly lost control, knocking away the protective clothing in frustration. He might face a lifetime disability and would never drive again, a heavy blow for O'Shane and Zio. Just then, a diligent nurse noticed the beautiful protective clothing on the floor and carefully placed it on the table. Luck struck the three young ones when the driver awoke to find he could wiggle his toes. He thought it was the protective clothing that worked its magic and treasured it. The next day in an interview, the driver insisted the gear saved him and told reporters. No worries, Zio thought to herself as the driver left. He asked O'Shane to get one for his wife too. Back home, O'Shane casually doubled the protective clothing order. Thanks to the buzz, it became the new must-have. When Zio saw the news, she was amazed at O'Shane's success, hardly believing her eyes. Sheng employed various marketing strategies, and orders flooded in like a tidal wave. More and more people flocked to the protective clothing for good luck, and circus performers even paraded wearing it.